So for Cardio the Kiwi, he was always like a black bird, like a brownish bird. He's like a boring old Kiwi bird that always runs around. He's also playable in the game, so basically he would always peck the player with his beak, and sometimes do karate, and sometimes punch like any character he does. And basically he would always question stuff like, "Say what's this? Say what's that?" and always be dumb all the time, and then he would always stress people out. So basically, he's kind of retarded, but I mean, he would always he's always the main protagonist in every episode. So to draw Cardio, he would always have like an egg shape, like kind of like a peanut shape. Hmm. And yes, Cardio does talk. He has like a weird oldish voice, kind of like Vukin's voice. Like Vukin's voice was kind of like Kenny's voice, always darkish and sounded like a generic buzzard. So kind of like this, kind of like two pair of asses, and you would always get to do the beak. Now I was thinking I was gonna move to King of Prussia and probably get my job there when I get older, probably when I'm like 18. So probably pack my stuff or something. And, there's his beak. So basically in the game, he pecks his beak like a woodpecker does, like kind of like that. So he's not just a boring old Kiwi. He's kind of like a super Kiwi, kind of like a Dio Duo. But he's actually not. He's just a playable tune, like a playable wacky tune. And now for the eyes, you always have to add like eyebrows up top, because usually I draw characters like an anime old school style. And usually the Nutshell Show the Nutshell Show had two mixed up of the artwork. It was always a Japanese series, like an anime series and a 90s series mixed up, and they gave birth to the Nutshell Show. And those are his eyes. So he does talk, but somehow his beak always like comes apart, like, but you're not supposed to talk that to me, like kind of like that. But at the meantime, he always closes his beak because like. So let me demonstrate. Like, so basically, it does this. Like, this is his beak right here, and this is the other beak. Like, but you're not supposed to talk like that. And basically, kind of like that. But I might have to change it in the future. So, of course, we always have to color in. Well, actually, you know what? Yes, he does talk, but I mean his mouth moves. But I mean, he would always just look. People thought that like he would always be like me. He would always like, don't mess with me or else. And then he would always get people's revenge. So basically, he is not an antagonist. He just he just teaches people to not mess with anyone. He at the ending he would always say, "You see, kids, this is why you should always teach. This is why you should not mess with a bully, or maybe you should. I don't know." He would always say, "You see, kids, this is why you should. This is why you should always ignore a bully, even when they call on you." But they would always do stuff. At this point, I don't know what I'm doing, so. Alrighty, so there's his eyes. Now for his arms. He has like 2 stick arms. Like good cartooning stick art. Like, kind of like a snowman. You can say that. Kind of like a snowman. For instance, I always thought snowmen were creepy. And that's probably why it didn't snow this winter, because I mean, I don't know. Alright, so there's his arms, and I added a little shine there because I mean, this thing kind of bothered me. We had 2 nostrils to his beak, and then we always have to look like he's walking. So I decided to make Cardio look like Huggy, like the figure I have. But I decided when I saw a Kiwi video, like a good artwork Kiwi video, I decided that, hey, maybe I should make a character that's a Kiwi. And that's what I did. Alright, so there's Kiwi. Okay. Now we have to do the outline. So for Kiwi, he would always be wimpy and try to find a girl. But I mean, so basically the show was like teach kids not to like do bad stuff and be good all the time. And the show was about to based off me, because I was about to decide to be a good guy. But I decided, no, that wasn't gonna happen. So then I decided that, hey, so I decided that the show was about to teach kids not to do bad stuff when they get older. You should always be good. So basically, he was like a lucky Kiwi. And his favorite fruit was the kiwi fruit, because he's a Kiwi. And I decided to make him playable. So then I named him Cardio from the balloon short. But then I was about to name him Lee Cario with an I. And then I was about to name him Lucario. But then if I add him there in the game, then I would just be sued by Nintendo by the Pokemon species. So I decided that we should just stick to his name, Cardio. Well, Cardio, yeah. Now for Cardio, he would always be wimpy all the time. And his friend, and his best friend that lives with him is a turtle. A really scared turtle, not like, kind of like a little bored turtle. and the turtle would always get mad at Kiwi, saying you should probably not go out and teach kids what to do. And then he would always cheer his friend up by saying, "It's okay, you should probably learn to do stuff." But I decided that would be a bad idea, so I decided to switch it up a bit, because this whole thing was about the thing that I was going to be thinking about the show. But then I felt like that was going to be a bad idea. But he is friends with a turtle. And that turtle's name was his friend was named Timon Turtle, or maybe and I did make turtle characters over the years. Like, say for instance, like Tui the turtle. I made him like 1 month ago. But he's a tortoise. So then I decided that my brother was about to work at the studio with me, but then he said, "I don't want to work," but I thought he was joking. So then, there's the outline. So then I thought that like, he was about to make his own characters. Like, his character was named Henry, but I made a character named Henry, and Henry's Amish. So, but then IR, which is the second, not IR Bamboon from I Am Weasel, but IR from the Nutshell Show. His name was based off the Ireland flag, but I decided to take away the land of the Ireland, and decided to name him IR, like IRE. But then I decided that the word IR meant to be mad. But then he's like half Amish, half Irish. So he had like 2 nationalities. Basically, Kenny has like 1 nationality, or maybe 2, I don't know. And according to the Nutshell Show, in the past, Kenny was always Portuguese. I made him Portuguese, but then I decided that was just a stupid reason. So now I turned him as the same nationality as me, Italian, which I currently am. So, if you guys could check out my channel in the ending about the views thing, you should probably read the story I wrote about it. And alrighty, so yeah, that's cardio. Alrighty, now up next is his friend Tiny the Turtle. Now for Tiny the Turtle, Tiny the Turtle, I'm gonna be doing him. Well, you know what? I'm gonna be doing his friend in the next video. So thank you guys for watching. Hit the link, comment down below which video you like better, subscribe, and I'll see you guys at Rome's like 1620.